Do you see well my screen?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so I propose to show you a few slides and cómo ser ingeniero y artista, just for you. Here on this screen, you can see on the left a detail of Kratos concrete. That is my first patent on concrete. It's worked very well on high performance fiber concrete. I force the material when there's a crystallization to create this form, and this without mold. And on the right, you have a detail of the artwork Mega Concreto. So in fact, I put a paper on a very big 2-meter slab concrete made of craters and high performance fiber reinforced concrete. And I put this concrete plus the paper in a lithography, in a big press, like to do lithography, but I replace the stone by this high performance concrete, and we obtain this big, very special paper. Here on the left, you can see some of my planets. They are also made with high performance fiber reinforced concrete. So it's a concrete like 10 times stronger than a regular classical concrete. One of my nicknames in France is Miss Concrete, Miss Cemento, and with pigment into the material. Maybe you want to translate a little, Manuel, this?
Yeah.
Or do you prefer I do everything in English if the audience speak English?
Sí, a ver, algunas de las cosas que he podido aquí ir apuntando. Primero, agradece pues a la tecnología y al ingenio para que nos permite pues continuar en contacto y hacer maravillosos trabajos juntos. En el primer slide, bueno, explica cómo pueden ver en la parte izquierda un detalle de su trabajo de cráteres de concreto. Esta es su primera patente en concreto. Y esta técnica funciona muy bien con fibras de concreto reforzado de alto rendimiento. Durante la cristalización de este concreto provoca algunas vibraciones especiales que fuerzan al material a expresarse, a mostrarse. Esto fue usado en algunos de sus artes pequeños y también en bloques de concreto de hasta 11 metros de altura. Luego, en el lado derecho, pueden ver el detalle de una obra denominada megaconcreto. Aquí ha puesto dos bloques de 2 metros hechos de cráteres de concreto y que tienen una gran presión similar a la que se usa en litografía, pero con su alto rendimiento y sus cráteres de concreto cubre como si fuera una hoja de papel. Porque su concreto tiene cráteres y es de alto rendimiento, es que ha obtenido este resultado, ¿no? And en el segundo slide menciona que en el lado izquierdo tiene sus planetas. También mencionó que ella es conocida como la señorita Concreto en Francia, ¿no? Y estos planetas están hechos de concreto reforzado, de fibra de concreto reforzado de alto rendimiento. Y también tiene fibra óptica que transmiten luz. No necesita ser pulido, pues la superficie es muy suave. Cada planeta es único con sus características propias. Y bueno, ella estuvo pues obligada a explorar distintos moldes para poder plasmar esas formas que están viendo allí de los planetas. Su deseo era darle la sensación de estar llenos de color y de tener una alta brillantez con este concreto, que es mayormente, sí, con este concreto. Y en el lado derecho muestra una imagen que le denomina Nostra Cena en los archivos nacionales de Francia. Este es su primer trabajo de arte hecho en concreto grabado, que es este concreto grabado su segunda patente que tiene en este material. Gracias a esta técnica ha podido escribir cualquier imagen en color en la superficie del concreto. Inclusive es pues una interpretación de la última cena, ¿no?, de Leonardo da Vinci.
Exactly, on the right, there is a network called Nostra Cena, my first artwork that use my second patent of concrete, the colored engraving on concrete. I can write down in the material of concrete an image in black or in color. Here it is in black on a very white sheet of high performance fibers reinforced concrete. And it is a pic from my solo show at National Archive of France. And now I show you another piece that uses a colored engraving and concrete inside the module. So this is my permanent artwork called Instant. That is a monument installed in the bridge of the first bridge of the Atlantic Wall. So I was commissioned 6 years ago to create a monument for the Second World War II, for the Second World War, so the War II. And it is made, of course, of white, high performance fiber reinforced concrete, very thin. The idea is to make a reference to the Polaroid, the instant photograph. That was invented during the Second World War II. It's also the idea of the progression, also the targets and of this wall, because soldier like Marvin Gilmore that you can see on the top next to me came here 76 years ago, exactly in this piece that is really the first opening of the Atlantic Wall. And this artwork is an homage to them. Manuel, to you.
Okay. Bueno, vamos a una playa en Normandía con su monumento que se denomina Instantes, estos que pueden ver aquí en la pantalla. Ella fue designada para celebrar o conmemorar unos acontecimientos de la Segunda Guerra Mundial. Fue seleccionada, ella seleccionó, perdón, estos artes que pueden ver aquí y los convirtió pues en una pared atlántica que pueden ver aquí en el lado derecho. Estos tres módulos blancos delgados simbolizan fotografías, Polaroids, que fueron inventados en esa época, durante la Segunda Guerra Mundial. Algunas de las manos de los veteranos que aterrizaron aquí hace 76 años están grabadas en color dentro de cada módulo que pueden ver aquí. Entonces este es un monumento que fue encargado a ella para recordar el acontecimiento que tuvo lugar aquí en esta playa hace 76 años. Y bueno, es parte pues de la historia mundial, ¿no? Go to the next page. Yeah. Page 4, I think. Okay.
So now this is a page with some wool, but special wool because they are again made with high performance fiber reinforced concrete, so no metal inside, and very strong, very thin, and very soft. These two pieces are also polysensual. So I gave them the word of polysensual concrete. So it means that when you touch, not everywhere, some part of this blue agua, you can hear the sound of the water according to your magnetic field. And I propose to show you a very exclusive video because that is the first sound of the artwork when it was installed into the headquarters of this company. Manuel, it's to you.
Allez-y.
Ça, c'est mon souffle. Personnellement, moi, j'ai déclenché son souffle. Allez-y. C'est du chic et méga, c'est vous?
Je pourrais comme ça, ok, mais Jérôme,
Vas-y. Vas-y, change.
Attends, ça redémarre le niveau, si on veut.
Je vais max 30 secondes.
Trop drôle.
Vous avez suivi la action, il va ensemble. Vas-y, à ça. Tu veux le dessus ensemble?
Dépêche-toi là.
Ça y est.
So Manuel, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah. Ok. Esta muy delgada sábana de concreto que pueden ver aquí, la de color azul, no tiene metal, no está construida de metal, es muy suave y fue muy retador desde el punto de vista técnico darle esta forma y esta calidad a la suavidad que tiene esta plataforma, ¿no? o esta especie de sábana. El concreto tenía que ser perfecto, para poder mantener la suavidad natural del concreto de alta performance, ¿no? Que propiamente tiene, se indica aquí la expositora. El color azul es obtenido gracias a una pigmentación mezclada con otros componentes durante la receta. Estas piezas están hechas de concreto polisensual que reacciona cuando es tocado de acuerdo al campo magnético que se tenga, ¿no? Y bueno, ahora va a mostrar, bueno, y mostró un poco también el video, ¿no? Donde hablaba sobre los primeros sonidos del agua. Y bueno, agradece también a los trabajadores, ¿no? I have a question for you. What is a polysensual concrete?
Why, you mean?
What is polysensual concrete? ¿Qué es polysensual?
Polysensual concrete means that it's an interactive concrete. It means that it will react when you caress it. For some piece, the reaction is sound, as we saw with this whole agua. For some other piece, it's light. So when you pet according to your magnetic field, the artwork will react.
Magnetic of the person.
Yeah, for each. So what we saw in the teeny video, I provoke the sound of the ocean, of the sea in next to Normandy, and the man that you saw on the video provoke the sound of the Niagara waterfall. And he tries a second time, and he has again the Niagara waterfall. And when we touch it together, we have again another sound. So in fact, this piece analyze your magnetic field when you touch it. And according to your magnetic, according to you, the answer is really different. For this piece, the sound are recorded in advance, but you don't know how the piece will react. It's like between two bodies, you know. You don't know how the other will react. It's always a new moment.
Okay.
My idea was to make the concrete alive.
Ya. Bueno, su idea fue volver que el concreto tome vida a través de este concreto polisensual, que básicamente es un concreto pues que reacciona al campo magnético de la persona, por lo que ella comenta, ¿no? Habría que mirar un poquito más allí de qué se trata, ¿no? Bueno, pasamos a la página 5. Let's move to the page 5.
Yes. Up. Tick. So the same artwork, the mini agua, but the French pavilion of the international exhibition, Astana, that was at Kazakhstan now 2 years ago. Yeah, exactly 2 years ago. So you recognize on the portrait, the painting of Louis Vicat, is a French engineer who invented the modern concrete. Then you can recognize the architect Le Corbusier, and then it's me. And in fact, they didn't tell me that. So it was a surprise for me when I arrived at the international exhibition and I discovered the portrait. So the idea was to say that the concrete is a long story between engineer, architect, men and women. And I propose to show you a video of how maybe this one.
Glenn, I'm receiving some messages from the audience that they are, if you speak a little bit slower, they can understand. So maybe it will make a smoother your conference, you know.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Let's do it in English.
Exactly.
So it's, you know, I was with my phone, I record this, the audience for example, here it's a woman, and you could hear that when the first woman touch, a sound exists and happen. And of course, my artwork, my polyessential concrete reacts also with men. Like this one.
Wow, what is that?
Polyessential concrete.
Polyessential concrete, that's right.
So no need to speak the same language to interact with polyessential concrete. That's also my idea, because everybody can touch, so everybody can have access to my piece. Other moment of creation, other form. This, for example, crystal art. It's indoor sculpture. When you caress it, you can hear the sound of the city. It's also a very complex mold to make it. We were obliged to explore it to catch the piece. On the right, you have a picture of Kos. Kos is also a monument in on the classified area of the Montparnasse Cemetery in Paris. We needed 3 special authorization to make it because it was very unique to have a piece like that, because it was made of high performance fiber, reinforced concrete, and optical fibers. So when you touch the piece, you can have light or stop the light. Now let's go to Paris. Maybe some of you came in my city, and maybe you know this thing. This is the oldest monument of Paris. This is the obelisk on Place de la Concorde, and this is my work. Phare that was born just next to the obelisk. So the idea is to create a dialogue between East and West. You know, in the past, obelisks were always built in pair. So this is by night. This is another picture. And I propose to share with you a teeny video that explain Phare. I have here somewhere. Sometimes it takes long to open, but up, it's synchronized. Okay, I don't know. It's maybe too heavy. I will show you another one that is smaller. Maybe it will work better. So this artwork interact also with the public. It doesn't want to open it. I don't know why. Maybe it will come quickly, I hope. Manuel, do you want to translate a little in Spanish what I have said about Phare?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. I have received some comments that they are understanding what you are.
Okay, perfect.
So let's do it in English, and if I can help you with the questions that may arise in your speech.
Okay, perfect. So because it doesn't work like that, I will. Okay, we'll go on YouTube. Up. I hope. so this work interact with the public also. So you have to touch, like always in my work. And when you touch phare, my pyramid on Place de la Concorde, when you touch cardiac sensor, as you saw in the video, the green thing that you put on your finger, my pyramid light up according to your heartbeat. And the video that I show you is when you interact with phare, you have this light according to you on Earth, and the Eiffel Tower light up also, and the Montparnasse Tower also. So due to your heartbeat, you 3 monuments of Paris are lighted up. This is the first time of all history that there's a pyramid on Place de la Concorde, I mean an artwork on Place de la Concorde. It is also the first time that the Eiffel Tower interact with another monument. So yes, so this is phare. And in the continue, so it's really a big job of engineer. I mean, light engineer, but also structural, you know, to be very, 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 very thin. We have 8 glue of gold, you know, a little gray and very gold here. Could you guess what is the weight for you? What is the weight of phare? Do you have an idea of what is the height of the pyramid? I don't know if in the audience of people can guess. I don't know if we have some answer. Maybe it's a little difficult, but phare is 30 meters high, 12 meters in height. And in fact, the weight of my pyramid phare is less than 2% of the weight of the obelisk. So always in my work, I want to be the most sustainable and to save material. Like my concrete that is very thin, like this monumental artwork that is very light. So like the lamp of this artwork, we put LED in comparison of the very iconic Oscar from the car DS of the 60s. That is an important thing here on Place de la Concorde. And thanks to that, the lamp used 70% energy less. So this is phare, some details that I love. And the continuity of the big pyramid is a smaller, just the summit, you know, the missing peak. And Manuel, you could interact with the pyramidion. So this is the name that I gave to these artworks. One is in France and one is in England. And Manuel, you could interact with British pyramidion in London. And when you touch the pyramid,
I remember that.
When you are inside, I can show maybe a teeny video. The thing interesting is also the, you know, this artwork interact with the environment. And here you have a nice construction in concrete. I can show you up. It's I have a lot. Okay, so maybe I will UNESCO. If it is not too long, if not, I will go on YouTube. Okay, perfect. So this is UNESCO headquarters. And you see it's really light. And behind you can see a sculpture of The Walking Man by Giacometti. So when people are inside the cardiac sensor, like for the big FAR and the pyramid, react according to your orbit. And also we create youlightme.com. So if you go on internet or youlightme.com, you can light it up from your place, from your bed, from from anywhere, and you can personalize the videos that you obtain to send in order to send to someone that you like. And to finish, some exclusive pick on my project right now. I'm doing a total artwork. That it means that I'm doing an architectural, engineering, and artistic piece where you can live. So that is an habitable place. I design everything from the floor to the chandelier, the switch off, the plates. This artwork mix very high-tech technology. We have some Nobel Prize, and with very ancient and very ancestral technique like enamel, like brass stuff. So this is a pic from the job site, and this is a pic from outside. And on this pic of the outside, so you recognize very Parisian style, I put in white the domotique map of the project, because we control the depollution of the air, the depollution of the water, the warming of the glass. So it will be a very technical, and it is a real pleasure to work right now here with 80 companies of France. To make phare on Place de la Concorde, I work with 300 men from 20 plants, and now is 80, so it's a little more, and 4 times more. And if you want to have news about this artwork that is permanent in Paris, you can go on maisonguermont.com to be sure to receive the first news, because right now it's really a secret, and so you are in the secret. And if you want to see more about my other works, you can go on milenguermont.com. So muchas gracias. I know that I have a very French accent, but I hope that you could understand me a little, even if it's difficult to speak about work that you have to touch. Of course, I have always some teeny planet with me. Don't know if you can see, but you can have light through them. But yes, so now it's my turn to listen to you, and thank you again.
Si tuvieran alguna pregunta para la expositora, I'm asking them if they have any questions for you. I think we had one. Oh, Diana Moreno, Milen, read the chat. Your work inspires me to learn more about it. Your work like an engineer and an artist reminds me the architects too. I see the job performance a little bit similar, but what is the difference between an architect and an artist engineer? That's a very good question. I have that question too.
I mean, it's every day. I mean, it's always a question of the journalist. And I really I let people decide if I am an artist, I am an engineer, I am an architect, you know. Food, I mean, a long time ago, we didn't ask to Leonardo da Vinci if he was a painter, if he had decided to be an engineer, if he decided to be a sculptor. He was both, you know, and which is why his work is also very new and innovative, because he know a little technique or a lot technique. He developed some some process. But also we have a test of the aesthetic and some stuff to say. So yes, there is some architect, but some engineers, some artists are also, yeah. In the past, I'm not new way. The thing new is I'm alive. And so I use with I work with technique of today, and I develop some like with my patent. And but you mentioned, Diana, it's true that 1 century and a half with Art Nouveau, for example, architect design also the handle, the chair, le beau, le bien, l'utile, the beauty, the good, and the function. So it's the idea to continue your work, the work. It seems very natural when you want really to do something complete. And me, as you see with my first work, that is a table in concrete, you have to caress your table to listen the sound of the ocean. So so for me, it's the same passion. It doesn't, the creation of the dimension, like my pyramid far, it is an artwork, it is an architecture. I have to submit so many stuff, like if it was an architecture. I have a commission in front of the national historic architect of France, you know, but it's an artwork, and also it's really a piece of engineering, you know, to be so seen, to, you know, so for me, it's really engineer and artist are really connected, because engineers solve problem. They have to invent answer, you know, and for me, real artist, no producer of stuff like art, but real artists invent new things. So for me, the same way. And maybe the difference is that I like the touch. Touching is for me the most important way. You have to touch my concrete, you have to touch my pyramid. I am in this way of, I want to cross the field, art, architecture, engineering. I want also to cross the culture. You are in Kazakhstan, you are in US, you are in Peru. Everybody can interact without need of spatial background, without need of money. It was completely free on Place de la Concorde. So I don't know if Diana, I have I try to answer to your question, but you know, journalists ask me always.
You have another question here. Let me just ask you.
Like Priscilla, she asked about polyessential concrete.
Yeah. For that.
Yeah. In fact, you know, concrete is not very good for sonic isolation, you know, because the sound can very cross easily the concrete wall, and in this way you listen your neighbor. So in fact, I use that. I use the fact that concrete can transmit easily the sound. According to the sculpture, if it is a tiny sculpture like that, or if it is a big, like the blue agua, you know, it's 4 level of the building, you know, the idea is to give a delicate sound, not to create a discotheque in the headquarters. So according to the project, I work with sound engineer to select the best way to provoke the sound. Sometimes I have an artwork on my website that is called MDR, that is like LOL. It is integrated into the architecture of school. And when you touch this artwork, you can have the sound of laughing. And to make it, in fact, there is no, in fact, the concrete move you cannot see because it's very, very teeny. It's move, you know that sound is a vibration, and the movement of this concrete creates the sound. So according to the piece, you know, but the way of creating the sound is different. Also, according if it is indoor or outdoor, if I don't use the same energy. Also, always I think if, for example, the wall of the school, they wanted to change the sound, so we have to have an access because this concrete seem magical, but it's not completely. We need a plug in a way, energy. So for example, for agua, the big blue one, the energy comes from the wall. And in fact, so you have the wall of the headquarters, you have the piece, the wall of the building, and then you have a room, an office room. And we create in this office room teeny windows, a teeny door. And if we want to change the sound, if some electronic stuff doesn't work anymore, who knows? Concrete will last forever, but electronic stuff, you know, like me, that we don't know till when. So if you want to change the sound, or if you want to change something in the electronic, it's really easy. Something very delicate with the polyessential concrete is the sensitive part, because human magnetic field is really teeny, you know. So if we want to detect and then to analyze your magnetic field and not everything, it has to be very sensitive. And it happens for some of my work that when I installed in a museum, or I remember in the town hall of Le Havre in France, I don't know why, but the work doesn't want to work, because there's a big magnetism wave that nobody can see. You know, we have phone, there's water, metal. So there's we spoke now about light pollution. Maybe soon we will speak about magnetic pollution. And so I have to change teeny stuff in my work in order to it will really detect the magnetic field of the public when it will touch the piece of art and engineering. Maybe I don't know if Priscilla, I answered to your question. I see another question of vous parlez français en plus, super, merci Priscilla. And maintenant nous avons Da VIP, so we are very important people tonight.
Yeah, of course. Let me just read it for you. It's wonderful to combine so much engineering with art. What anecdotes can you tell about such a fascinating fusion? And he also says that that reminds me of Boris Vian, a prominent French artist and engineer.
About anecdotes, so many, you know, so many, like I told you about MDR, the artwork in the exterior outdoor of the school, integrated to the exterior wall. It was funny because the engineer of the building, you know, the engineers that create the building, told me that when they wanted to know if it will rain the afternoon, they will listen to the artwork, because it's true that before a storm, it creates sometimes some magnetic wave. And this provoke the sound of my artwork. So it's really funny to think that it's very engineer with a lot of very high-tech stuff. they went to listen my piece to check, you know. So that's, for example, a teeny anecdote, but I have so many, you know. Some of my collector I know that two men, they have their own planet, so each planet is unique, you know, and they have every day in their tuxedo. I like this idea of this. Typically, one of these two guys is very financial man, always in black, you know, hard. And the idea that this man, in fact, yes, in his tuxedo, is very this planet that is very important for him. So yeah, that's, for example, another anecdote. I have so many, you know, because my work reacts according to the people. So some story exists always. Oh, advice to engineers. They want
Yeah.
to do the same.
Diana Moreno asked you if can you give us an advice for all the engineers that want to do the same in the future? And also she says, thank you for the conference. I think that would be a very good question. That would be good to hear from you some advices for some young engineers that may want to continue or pursue this kind of work of artwork.
I mean, you know, every day I'm an engineer, and my work are really piece of engineering. So I don't know what to answer. I'm not only in the box the artist, you know. In the past, I spoke about Leonardo da Vinci, but another technical guy is Calder, you know, with his mobile. I don't know. I mean, I don't have any advice to be this or that. You know, I don't know exactly what I am. I don't know what I will be. So it's very difficult, and it's not a way. I think also that maybe an advice to everybody is to move, because life is movement. And what we see right now is stuff move, even if you don't want the world move. A teeny things like a teeny virus that you cannot see can make big change in all your life. And maybe the song on things is self-confidence is a great thing, but sometimes to forget yourself, to see wider is also very nice. And maybe to finish, because it's really what I like. Of course, I like doing new things, but I like to do it. I like doing new things with very nice people. What I like is really to interact. The public, yes, to make dreams, the public is something, but when you make dream your team, you know, when I remember the company, you know, to make the pyramid, there's a company to create the 8 glue of gold. They have to create a special movement. They use a pump like to do a Pinafari Dakar, you know. And 20 guys of this company didn't take any vacation to create the artwork, you know. And so I went to see the boss to say, Frédéric, thank you. And he told me, but thank you to you, Mylène. We have the sensation to leave the story of the Eiffel Tower. So my really, but it's also my personality. I really love the author. And so my advice is just feel just feel really what you want to do and why you are here, and then do not hesitate to contact. Like I do not hesitate to contact Roger Talon. This is the French. He's died now, and he designed the TGV. He does the train. It's a very quick train. He designed the Minitel. He designed the watch lip, and he designed so many things. And by chance, I saw one of his book. I saw it was a pure technical guy, and I tried to contact him through the edition book, the publisher. I need 7 contacts, and at the end, I succeed to have him on the phone. And I told him, I'm an engineer, soon I'll graduate, but I really like also creation. Could you advise me? And he told me about Art Deco Paris, and I complete, and I didn't say that I was an engineer, and then it worked. So yeah, just do, move.
Okay, I think we don't have more questions. We're just finishing on time. It's 2 p.m. here in Peru. There is like 9 p.m., right?
Yes, it's exactly that in here in France and Alliance Française. Yes, it's a very nice initiative, and yeah, do not hesitate to write me on contact@milengamon.com. On my website, you will find the way to contact me, and if I can help you, I will do with pleasure. And thank you again to all of you, and thank you again, Peru. And I hope to see you soon in your country. I would love so much to discover your pyramid, your temple, your Machu Picchu, all you.
Great, thank you so much. Great to see you soon. And hopefully some of the attendees will be in touch with you so you can share more of your knowledge. Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias. Bye-bye.